Hi all, welcome back to Create with AI. In this video, we'll build our first AI app using Python and OpenAI. So let's get started. First, I will create a blank Python file. I will name as main.py. Let's import OpenAI class from OpenAI package. So from OpenAI import OpenAI. So this OpenAI is our class which is imported from OpenAI package, this one. So now I will create a client. So client is equal to OpenAI class, and through this class I will be passing API key. So API underscore key is equal to our API key. Now here client will connect the OpenAI server. It will authenticate using the API key, this one. If the authentication is successful, then this will return OpenAI object, and that object will be stored in this client variable. Now let's create prompt. Prompt is equal to input, enter your question. So here I am using input function. It is a built-in Python function which takes input from the user, and that input will be stored in this prompt variable. Now let's call the OpenAI model. So response is equal to client our this object dot chat dot completion dot create. Now we have the client object we received from OpenAI. That object dot chat is chat based API endpoint. There are several endpoints provided by OpenAI, like client dot images for image generation. Some other example is client dot audio for speech to text generation. There are a couple of others API endpoints provided by OpenAI. You can check it, their OpenAI documentation. And then come to completion. Completion is for generating the response, and create is for the creating the response. So together it will create the response using chat OpenAI, and it will store in the response variable. So in this method I'll be passing two parameters. One is model. So my model is GPT 3.5 turbo, and the other parameter is messages, and my message. Now message is also a list type variables. So here through the message I will be sending two more parameters. one is role, my role is user, and another is content. The content is prompt itself. So the role, OpenAI has three different kind of roles, like role one is user, another is system, another is assistant. For our case, we will be using user. So what we are doing here, as a user, I'm sending this content and I'm using the model GPT 3.5 Turbo through the chat API endpoint, and I'm asking to generate the output, and that output will be stored in the response. There are a couple of models provided by OpenAI. You can check it, their official website, like if you go here, platform.openai.com docs models, so you can get it, you can get list of their models. So from here I'm using this one, GPT 3.5 Turbo. Now we can print the entire response. Print response. Save the code and let's execute this program. Go to terminal, new terminal. Before executing this program, first we will create the virtual environment. So the command for creating virtual environment is Python -n env, and my virtual environment name is .env. So you can see my virtual environment has been created here, .env. Let's activate this environment. So the command is .env. Under .env there will be script folder. Under this script folder there must be activate script. Now you can see my virtual environment has been activated here. So as I am using Windows operating system, so my command for creating virtual environment and activating virtual environment is like this. For Mac OS, the command will be different. Before executing this program, as I am importing OpenAI, I have to install OpenAI through pip. So the command is pip install OpenAI. Now the OpenAI has been installed. Now let's execute this program. So the command is python ./main.py. The question, so I will be asking what is AI and that question mark. Now you can see I'm getting a big output, is a chunk of output. So let's copy this output and paste it on new file. Let's see what we get. So under this output there are several parameters like ID and then choices. Under choices again we have finish region, index 0, log props, messages. Again under message we have content, and then content, and then this refusal should be here, rule, annotation, audio, function call, tool calls, and then create. That create should be under on the same line message, model, object, service tags, system fingerprints, uses. And I mean we don't have to go further because our actual output stored in this attribute, content attribute. So what we'll do, instead of printing response only, we'll print this content, then we'll get our output. Whatever the question we have asked, we'll get the answer from here. So how we'll do it? So this response is this total dictionary value. So this is a dictionary value. You can see it's started with first bracket, so this is a dictionary value. Under this dictionary there are several attributes like these choices, and these choices again it start with third bracket. That means this choices is a list type variables. So if we go there, then response dot choices, and if you see here that this choices has only one value from here to here. So that means this list, this choices list is containing only one value. So we can say choices third bracket 0. That means the first value we are looking into it. And under these choices we'll get this message. So we'll take this message attribute, so choices 0 dot message, and then under this message again you can see this message is a dictionary type value because matches start with first bracket. So again this one is a dictionary value. So under message we can get content. So take the content, message dot content, and if we save it again, if we execute this program, and if we give the same question, what is AI, then we can get the answer. Here, this is our actual answer. So in this way we can integrate our OpenAI through the OpenAI key, and then we can utilize their chat functionality, or maybe the image functionality, or maybe audio functionality. There are several endpoints from OpenAI side. Now I'm very much sure that if you run this script on your environment, you will get error, and I will tell you why. If I change this API key, let me give some other API key. And save it, and again if you execute this program, I'm going to ask the same question, what is AI, and that question mark. Now you can see I'm getting an error. What is the error? That you exceed your current quota, please check your plan and billing details. This is because we don't have the paid API key. The first one I have used, that was the paid API key. The second one is the non-paid API key. So whenever you create an account in the platform.api.com, you have to purchase their token. The minimum amount is $5. So you have to purchase their minimum amount token. $5 means 550 or 560 rupees Indian currency, and then only you can utilize their API key. Otherwise, the API key, anytime you can generate the API key, but that API key won't work. You will get this kind of message unless and until you purchase their token, the minimum token actually. So that is why you will get this error. And if you want to learn AI or ML algorithms, so you have to purchase their API, the minimum amount only, the $5 token amount. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoy it. If you have anything, any doubt or any question, you can ask me on the comment section. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Create with AI for more beginner friendly projects. Thank you.